Have you ever met a girl and just thought, man, she's got it all together? Yeah? And can we be a little vulnerable? And maybe just answer me, have you ever been a little jealous of someone else? Yeah. Like you see their grid and it's like, come on. Her life is just perfect. Like, of course she has a perfect house and the perfect marriage. And she just looks amazing. And she gets everything she wants. Must be nice. She's so lucky. I know those words because someone once told that to me. Ruby, must be nice. You're just so lucky. And the truth is, I have been very blessed. I was born and raised in Guatemala to a loving family. My parents are still together, and they're madly in love. I went to private school for elementary and high school, and also for university. And I graduated with honors with a bachelor's in architecture. Later, I got to go to UC Berkeley. Go Bears. And at 21, I founded my first company with two friends. We created a startup, sustainable architecture firm that built homes out of bamboo for rural communities in Guatemala and Latin America and the world. And with that company, we got to pitch around the world. And we were able to do that even at SOCAP, which is the ultimate startup competition at Google headquarters. There, we got access to amazing angel investors, and a year later, we hit our first $1 million valuation with that company. At 24, I was named the youngest CEO of the World Green Building Council. And at 25, I met my now husband in San Francisco at a bar. And somehow he convinced me to move to Canada. I still don't know how he did that, but he managed to do that. So I did. I moved to Canada. And I had to completely reinvent myself. And so I did. And at 30, we got married. And that same year, I founded a new company. And we do event design and event production. And we just hit our 500th event milestone. And yes, that's through COVID too. Wow. The following year, I was named Businesswoman of the Year by my local Chamber of Commerce. And if you follow me on social media, you might have heard I'm expecting twins. My company has grown so much that now this year, I actually started a business coaching practice. And now I get to spend most of my days teaching people how to monetize on their God-sent gifts. So, pretty cool. But what you won't see anywhere on social media or on LinkedIn is probably that by age 12, I survived 2 near-death accidents that have left my body covered in scars and with chronic pain that I still feel up to this day. At 18, I was drugged at a party and I was sexually assaulted. And at 23, I got infected with a very rare disease, and I was left in the intensive care unit for 40 days. Doctors said it was a miracle that I survived. At 25, I hadn't even been 2 months in Canada, and I got a call from my lawyer saying that my business partners, being majority, and since I wasn't there, had decided to run an extraordinary meeting and vote me out, and decided to take the company public and create thousands of shares in an effort to create some capital, and gain some money. And now my shares were left to a handful and were worth Trump change. At 30, the year that we got married, I experienced my first miscarriage. And I haven't been able to come this far along in a pregnancy until now. 3 years ago, I also survived an accident that involved a full knee and leg reconstruction and left me 6 months in a wheelchair. And yes, your math is right, that was during COVID. Thankfully, I had nowhere to go, but you get the point. And so I'm telling you all of this. I'm telling you my accomplishments, not to boast, although I am very proud. And I'm not telling you my mishaps for you to feel pity. I'm telling you because in this day and age of social media, it is so easy to compare ourselves to others, to see their picture perfect life and their grids, and be like, man, she's got it. She's so lucky. Why can't I get a little bit of that? And so maybe you're mad. Maybe you're mad because you feel a little jealous. Or maybe you feel like you make one step and just life throws you 5 back and you're angry. And I could have stayed angry. I mean, some of the things that have happened to me, I don't wish upon my worst enemy. I could have been angry at God and said, come on, like cut me some slack. Like every time something happens and it's good, you throw something bad at me. But I choose to believe that God is so good that every time something bad happens, something good immediately happens afterwards. And so I want today to encourage you to think of your life from a different vantage point. I want to encourage you to be able to see it with new eyes. I want you to let go of control and surrender to Him. Like the director in a movie. You know, the main lead actress trusts the director, right? And that doesn't take away from her stardom. She's still the star of the show. And so you can do that too, because the truth, and here's a truth bomb, you are not in control of your life. The truth is, the moment you were conceived in your mother's womb, God had already written your life story, the entire script. And let me tell you, it's a masterpiece. So I want you to think of that actress. She gets sometimes bad scenes and heartache. And sometimes she gets to experience amazing love stories, but also terrible tragedies. But aren't those the best movies? Like, how boring is a show where the headliner always gets it right? Like, come on, next, give me some drama. So I want you to embrace the script. I want you to feel confident. And I just want you to not be mad when you get the shitty scenes. And please, stop changing the lines. I know it's hard. If you're like me, you see the script and you have a red Sharpie, and I'm like, I gotta do what? Scratch that. But you know what? He, as the good director he is, he's gonna make you do that scene over and over and over again until you get it right. So, girl, just save yourself the pain and just follow the script, because he knows what he's doing. When you die, when a person dies, chances are their entire life story will be summarized in a couple sentences. But the truth is, it usually is more like a word. Like a critic that gives reviews of a movie. Tens of thousands of hours of production, millions of dollars in cast members and extras, all summarized in one word. Magnificent, brilliant, timeless, or boring, predictable, bland. So I want to leave you with this question. When you die, and forget about everybody else's stories, when you ascend and you're at the gates of the kingdom of heaven and the credits start rolling in, what word are the people left behind going to use to describe your story? As for me, I don't know what new scenes or episodes I have coming up. I just know I'm coming on season 36 this Saturday. And it's been a hell of a show. But I do know one thing, and that is, it would be my absolute life honor if you remember me as resilient. Thank you.